So I was like, it's official. Tua is on IR. He's on that everybody, and that gives him 4 weeks. You know, and I was like, until he, I guess, comes back or whatever, or fully can think out his decisions, which is why I was like, not necessarily that they had a choice, because I was like, I don't know if they really had a choice here with that, but I was like, I'm glad that there's this approach or whatever to it. I was like, his concussions, I feel like, is at a more serious stage of just being like he's going to go through protocol or whatnot. But also the fact too that I was like, I think that it gives them more time to actually think and be around his folks and all this other stuff and things like that. Because I was like, yeah, you just went to concussion protocol. As soon as they over here tell you that you're good to go whenever that may be, your mindset is like, okay, I'm gonna get back to the field, get start back practicing, get back to the team and all the other stuff. To where he's had things where it's like, I was like, look, it's not like you keep on spraining something or whatever like that. But I'm like, concussions is a different story. I was like, you've had multiple of them, so you're in a different case than some other people. And I think also too is the severity of how his concussion has been. Because I was like, he one of the few people that we know that's like, oh, he like that's a concussion. He has a concussion. Whereas like he's connected with it now to where it's a different outlook. Now, me, I don't think that he's going to at all. I think that he's going to end up staying with the team. I think he's going to end up, coming back. I think it's just sort of the nature of how it goes. I was like, I'd be really surprised if he does retire at this point in Jester. But I was like, that's just from where I'm at, of just how you just sort of see with football players. Not saying that he should or he shouldn't. That's up to him, kind of thing. Um, yeah, but I was like, overall, I was like, since they sort of had to do, that's just sort of how it has to be with it. I was like, they're trying to play it smart, especially after the debacle, what they did a couple of years ago, that they sort of don't have the looseness to try to play with this. Not that anybody else does or should, but I was like, they're the ones that are the least fortunate of having to do so. With that being said, I was like, because we need more quarterback depth, we have brought in Tyler Huntley to be another quarterback. And the reason I was like, I'm not really putting a number on it because right now, of course, Skylar Thompson is the quarterback, and he sort of has to because Tyler Huntley just now getting there. So that's one. And two, he's been in the system for like what, 3 years now or whatever. I was like, I think he was. How did he been? I think he's been there since we had Tannehill or whatever. I was like, maybe that might be a little too much there. Um, but yeah, no, I was like, he's been there for a minute. I was like, so, and he could run the offense. And originally they got rid of Mike White, and then probably money as well too, because Thompson ain't making the same type of thing. Um, but I was like, I think Thompson's fine. I was like, is this more so the fact of the way the team's playing that it's like, but I will say that I was like, he does give a different look or whatever. I was like, I think he's a little bit more, I was like, mobile than Tua or whatever like that. His arm is, I was like, fairly about like the same, so he'd be able to get the ball to everybody else. It is, but I was like, it's his is more so with timing. I was like, Tua thing is timing and being able to be like, do ball out, do, I'm throwing here. I was like, whereas like feel like with Thompson, credit also because he's not in there all the time, not reps and all that other stuff. That was like his timing is not going to be there. But I also think that Tua, that's one of the things that makes him really good. It's not just ball placement and things like that, but also his timing of and rhythm with a lot of things. Yes, he'll have sometimes he'll have ball that just kind of just like, but like you can see it, you like know like it was almost there kind of thing, but it just didn't get completed kind of thing. Um, but with Tyler Huntley, I know everybody gonna make the joke like, "Yo, we got the Pro Bowler and stuff like that," but that's really just because the Pro Bowler is just what it is now. Um, but in saying that, I do think that this is an upgrade. It just all depends on can he. I was like, is he going to learn the playbook in enough time that if Thompson does mess up, he can come in. But I also think that McDaniels how he sort of does his system and stuff like that. I was like, coming from the Shanahan system, they sort of basically kind of have it where it's quarterback friendly. So I don't think it's going to be something crazy where he's going to take, it's like, oh, he's got to learn this extensiveness, stuff like that. I think McDaniels would basically operate and be like, oh, okay, cool, you don't know the whole playbook, so we're just going to do these plays. I was like, I'm going to do some screens. I was like, we got these fast dudes for a reason. Just give the ball to him. I was like, Thompson doesn't, I was like, he hadn't played enough to make you feel confident, but he also ain't played enough to make you feel like, oh shit, what's going to happen? But I will say that seeing Huntley basically play for the Ravens for nearly a season, that I think that he's better than Thompson. I think that he has the skills. I was like, to be honest, it really throws me off of how he's not at least a backup in this league. I was like, he was with the Browns where he had to be basically the third quarterback, fighting out with Thompson Robinson, I think that's his name, which is basically he just fighting Willie with a guy that's on a rookie contract. I was like, so that makes it easy for the third quarterback. But to me, I was like, if anything, I was like, to be honest, there was a couple years ago where it's like you could take it however you want to take it. That people were saying that, hey, like I think this, I was like that he could be basically a fringe start. I was like, I think this before. I know they were talking about the Lions or whatever like that, and they were talking about, oh, like he could go there and stuff like that. This is before Goff started actually playing well. Yeah, no, I was like, to me, if Gardner Minshew can basically be a star on the team, he could be a star on the team. Sam Darnold could be a star on the team, he could be a star on the team. Because I was like, they're like neither one of those, any of those quarterbacks are being looked at as like, oh snap, we got somebody. Like they didn't they're looked at as like, oh snap, how long until? I was like, to me, I was like, I don't. But I was like, even with compared to them, I was like, I feel like he could be Baker Mayfield, and I'm not saying playing like Baker Mayfield, or like I'm just saying like he goes somewhere where it's like you got the weapons, you got the coordinator and stuff like that, and the team is a good all around you that, hey, you could be you and you could play well, and you could get like how he did with the Ravens. The Ravens won a lot of games with him. It was just really, and then they sputtered in the playoffs. I was like, so I think for a Dolphins team where it's like we have the offensive weapons around, and I'm like, we got a really good coach that, and I was like, the defense. I feel like the defense really, they're really bend don't break team. Like I was like, we'll give up some plays and stuff like that, but I was like, we have a pretty good pass rush considering we ain't at full strength right now. I was like, the back half of the defense has sort of been a little choppy, but I was like, the defense for the most part really has contained a lot of the teams. They just haven't really scored points. And then I was like, Buffalo just took over. But I was like, you could sort of say that was more the turnovers that really started that more so than like we just not being able to keep up. So I was like, so Tua, go ahead, sit, chill. He not watching this, but I was like, I think that's pretty much where his mindset is with this. And I was like, they're gonna have to make a decision in 4 weeks about Tua anyway. But to me, I'm like, there ain't no need to rush back. I was like, it sort of is what it is at this point. I was like, but I do think Tyler. I'd like to pick up a Tyler Huntley. I think he could right the ship, because I was like, he could do basically what Skylar Thompson can do, but I was like, he's a better runner than he is. So it's like, if all else fails, guess what? I was like, and hell, it might actually open up the playbook more to where it's like now McDaniels could do a lot more RPOs and stuff like that, because now he got an actual guy that could pull the ball and take off. I was like, I would not be surprised. I was like, I don't think we'll see Huntley this week unless something happens to Skylar. But I was like, the next week, we'll see how this game goes. To be honest, I was like, I'm not going to lie. I don't know who they really play as right now to be like, oh, well, damn. I was like, nah, I'm not even going to speculate. I'll talk about it when we over here talking about the game. But until then, peace. I'm out.